Buongiorno guys and girls. We're here tonight to unbox and review this fairly new camera from Sony. It's a full frame A7 retro styled camera, which is one of a few cameras that brings a small body, brings the full size sensor in a small body, which is very convenient for people traveling and for people wanting to have all the power within a smaller body and good looking styled camera. So let's unpack the box. This camera that we have is the A7 body only, and there is another pack which is the A7 with the kit camera, which is the 2870 millimeter full frame lens from Sony. That comes for the E-mount with this camera. So let's open up quickly the box to take it out. Here we have the manual, which has all the information that you might need. This one is purely English version, so it's only in English. Then we have the strap. So we have the original A7 strap. Here we have the British different types to British adapter. It came with our camera, but might not be included in yours. Here the power supply, the charger, and here is the battery. It's an original Sony battery, which we will discuss in more details later. Let's just unpack it so you have an idea about this NP-FW50 lithium-ion battery. The charger that you connect the USB to it, and then you can plug it in and charge directly on the camera. So you have to plug, you have to install the battery in the camera to be able to charge. And here is the USB cable to be able to charge your battery. And here we have the beautiful camera itself. As you can see, it's pretty slick from all sides. Looks pretty good and nice. Here we have a slot for SD card, as well as the Sony Pro card, Sony Pro Duo cards. And here on this side we have the HDMI, the mini HDMI port, as well as the multi USB, which is the USB 2.0 charging and a port for connecting to your computer or for your Mac. And here we have the headphone jack and the microphone jack for external microphone. So if you have an external microphone and you would like to check the quality of the sound, you can do it through the headphone jack that you conveniently have here. To be noted that it's not included with all the cameras, so it's great. So the camera doesn't come with a flash, and there is a hot shoe which you can install a different flash on it, and here we have the sensor itself. So you can see how big the sensor is. In contrast to this, I will just demonstrate it for you. I have a smaller size Nikon just plain DSLR sensor. You can see it's a crop sensor, and you can see the full 35mm sensor here in comparison with the real deal thing. And I forgot to mention that it's a mirrorless camera, so it has all the advantages and the life that the other cameras do not have. And here we have the Sony Nex 5 camera as well, as a comparison, so you can see all different types of cameras. So it's translucent mirrorless camera in comparison with the Sony Nikon mirror camera, just for you to see. Okay, so we can close the port here, put aside the other cameras. As I said, it features a 24 megapixel sensor, which is similar to the one installed in Sony flagship A99 outgoing, soon outgoing camera, A99 full frame camera, as well as the Nikon D600 and 610 cameras. So you can see that in comparison with those big boys, it features the same punch in a smaller form factor. So you can easily put it in your small bag or carry it around with you. And it also features a good new Bionz X processor, which should increase your processing power, as well as make it easier to do some onboard editing and other stuff that you want to do. It has a 5 FPS frames per second burst rate, so you can take up to 5 shots per second, which is not a lot, but this is a not sports camera, so you shouldn't expect, you shouldn't need more than 5 frames per second for cameras as this. As I said, it features E-type mount. You can see it here, E-type mount. And there is one drawback, that Sony only has 5 native lenses for this camera. So the first one is the 28 to 70 millimeters lens, which if cropped by 1.5, if you apply 1.5 crop lens to it, if you apply to a crop sensor, then it comes to 42 by 105. It has an aperture of f 3.5 to 5.6, which is not the best and shouldn't be the best for low light shooting. But there are 4 other lenses for you to buy. 3 of them are from ILCE, which is known as a very good brand for making lenses. 2 of them are prime, 135mm lens with an aperture of 2.8. The other one is 55mm lens with an aperture of 1.8. which are with nano coating and special coating for to eliminate reflections and artifacts. So it's great for those making portraits and maybe taking pictures in lower light. But they come at price compared to other prime lenses, for example from Nikon or Canon, or even from Tamron and Sigma. It's almost double the price. So the 35mm lens is around $800 and the 55mm lens is around $1,000. That's not cheap. And the third one from Zeiss is a zoom lens, which is the 24-70mm lens with an aperture of 4. So it's still a good lens with same quality, and it comes at a price of $1,200, similar rates in euros. And there is one tele lens, which is the Sony. It's not called Zeiss, it's Sony lens 70-200 at aperture of 2.8, which is a pretty good lens for those who wants to shoot you know, portraits, you know, outside, maybe shoot some birds or stuff from far. Overall it's a great camera. There is one drawback I wanted to discuss. It's the battery. So the 1080 milliampere battery that it comes with, it's enough. Roughly, we have tested it. It's roughly enough for 200 up to 300 shots. So if you're in the field taking pictures, it's not going to be enough. So you probably will need the vertical grip for this camera, which can hold up to 2 batteries. But there is another drawback. So when you have two batteries with your vertical grip installed, if they run out of juice, you will have to take them out, put them in camera, connect the USB cable, let it charge. It might take up to 2-3 hours. Then you charge the second one, then you install them in the grip. So it's time consuming. So in the end, the vertical grip most probably will not be convenient for most of the people. So what we can suggest is to use 2 or 3 batteries, charge them beforehand, and install the battery. And as soon as you install the battery, you can change it whenever is needed, whenever it's convenient for you. Actually, this is this and the limited amount of lenses native from Sony that can be installed with the E-mount that it has. These are the two drawbacks. So the battery and the limited amount of lenses. The screen is an organic LED screen. So you can see it here. It's a pretty nice lens, pretty nice screen, which can be tilted. So you can do it up and down. There is no left, right, or turning it around as with some other screens. But it's pretty convenient for shooting from up or down, so you shouldn't have any problems with it. If I'm not mistaken, it's a 3.2 inch or 2.3 inch screen. And I wanted to also discuss the electronic viewfinder. So the viewfinder that this camera has is not optical. It's an electronic 100% half-inch viewfinder, which is convenient because with this viewfinder you can see exactly how the picture is going to be when you shoot it. So yeah, it's in some cases, let's say in low light, you might see the image quality in the viewfinder dropping, but in a normal light it should be fine. The ISO of this camera is 100 to 25,600, the whole range, but the extended is 50 to 25,600. So you can shoot it wide open if you have enough light to make your beautiful pictures. But if there is not enough light, it performs beautifully in low light. So up to 6,400, we've seen it performing beautiful. I also wanted to discuss the other brothers of this camera, the A7R, which features all the same goodies, apart from the bigger sensor, which is a 36 megapixel sensor that is similar to Nikon's D800 and 810. We all know that Sony makes sensors for Nikon, so they use the same sensor for their flagship full-frame cameras. They have similar specs, the ISO and everything, but A7 performs better in autofocusing. When it comes to autofocusing, it focuses better and faster than A7R, which has a huge sensor and the size of the pictures that it makes vary from up to 70 megabytes around when you shoot in RAW, which you should be shooting in RAW if you would like to make some changes after you've done the shot, because you can never be sure about your settings, and it's always to be safe on the safer side and have RAW pictures to make proper adjustments afterwards. And the second camera that I wanted to mention and compare it with is the A7S, the new A7S that came out recently as well, and it features a 12 megapixel sensor and natively 4K video output, which is good, and it's also made for extremely low light shooting. It starts from extended 50 and up to 400,000 ISO. I've seen some pictures and videos, and up to 100,000 it performs pretty okay, but anything beyond that it's pointless, because there is so much noise that it's unusable. So if you compare these cameras, this camera with the cameras that I mentioned, and consider the price, this camera comes under $1,000, 1,000 euros, and with the kit lens, or the 28-70mm lens that I mentioned earlier, it comes at around 1,100 euros, plus minus 100 depending on where you're coming from. The other cameras are 200 to 300 euros or dollars more, so you should see for yourself if it's worth the price difference. It has some other nice features that I wanted to mention. For example, the eye focusing, which makes it much easier for you to create beautiful portraits. So it can track the eyes of the person that you're taking pictures of, and focus on the eyes to make better, more crisp images of the person that you're shooting. It's very light. It's around 416 grams, so it's half of the weight of a normal DSLR, and it also has great features such as Wi-Fi and NFC for those of you who wants to use their tablet or mobile device or laptop that has NFC module, and you just want to, by using one touch, you can transfer all your pictures and videos to your other media device, and then watch your pictures and edit them and so whatsoever. They also it comes with a Sony's Play Memories application, which you can use to handle the shutter release, the aperture, the ISO, and all other stuff from your mobile device. So you can just have it sitting somewhere and control it from your mobile device, which you can download from the Sony website or the Play Store or the App Store for your convenience. So I think we have covered the most of the camera's aspects. We'll add some pictures and for your in raw file format, so you can see how it performs for yourself. Check the files, and please share your ideas or thoughts about this camera, or your experience if you have this camera as well. Share it with us in the comments. Thanks for watching again, and see you again soon.